Okay, so heading into the game, we have a Dark Elves versus High Elves matchup. Enticity, myself versus Random Nyx. I'll be playing live for you guys and casting, hopefully at the same time. But you'll know if it's close if I stop talking. Now, for my army setup, as soon as we load in, we have 3 Dark Rider crossbows for a lot of mobility and a whole ton of damage. These guys will kill dragons, they'll kill chariots, they'll kill anything as long as they don't get jumped on by cavalry, which is why we have a healthy amount of cavalry in the form of Cold One Knights and Slaanesha's Harvesters, Fire Warlocks. We also have elite infantry in the form of Hargoneth Executioners. They'll be able to take a whole ton of archer fire and hold, and they can push through into the high elf dark line. Yep, that is correct. I play with this army quite a bit, mostly because it's just very strong, just generally strong if you control the army well. The main threat is that if people start expecting that I take this type of army, then they'll know that the chariots, Old One chariots, aren't coming, and then they might be able to hard counter a little bit better. But honestly, there aren't a whole ton of hard counters to this build that I know of. We will just have to control about as well as we can. The enemy troop count is also pretty low, and we're going to be using our spears to screen. Good luck, have fun, Random Nyx, and may the better player win, as they very much do basically all of the time. So, let's see it. Let's see it. It seems like he is taking a little bit of time to set up, but he should be ready now. The good luck, have fun, let's do it. So for my opponent's army, if you look off into the distance, it is a heavy skirmish force of 3 shadow warriors. Nice. Going to be moving in our cavalry, give them a little bit of pressure, and after dodging those shots, going to be loosing our own volley. Should, there we go, deal a healthy amount of damage to those shadow warriors. Meanwhile, we have a Mage of Death over there, and Teclis, who we can quite nicely shoot to death. Nice, we're taking a little bit of archer fire. Nothing too much to worry about though. And this looks like a good pendulum opportunity, but we've missed. We have missed, which hurts quite a bit, but at least we'll be able to get our cavalry in and our dark shards firing on one of the flanks. Meanwhile, our lord will be diving in, and we can take care of those spears pretty easily. Alright, nice. Our Slaanesha's Harvesters are back. Our lord doing a lot of damage. We have a cavalry fight on the left side. We can win it out with the spears. Our lord just chasing down those shadow warriors. Doing good. Doing very good. Alright, so now that she's chased them off sufficiently, we want our Slaanesha's Harvesters get as many of their abilities out as they can before they sadly die. They did take a lot of damage early on. And what's that? Is that a net? Oh, nice. Nice, it is a net. Have a nice big AoE coming our way by the looks of it. But no problem, because our executioners still pretty healthy. Alright, they can move in on those spears, and we'll be going for another pendulum. Our dark Dark Rider crossbows. We're going to be putting in a lot of damage on the cavalry, and our executioners, they're not going to rout for nothing. Okay, there we go. Executioner's doing a good job, and whoa, looks like Teclis is actually making it out. See if we can lock him down. There we go. And we have a bunch of fire coming in. So let's make sure that we keep dodging. Cool. There we go. And what's that? Another Spirit Leech. Cool and cool. No biggie. Now, Balance of Power doesn't really like us here too much. But I'm feeling okay. Those archers are actually running out of ammo. And when it comes down to our executioners versus the cavalry, I'm feeling pretty good. We still have more than 1 HP's worth of executioners. So I think we'll be fine. We've routed off the infantry, and we still have a bunch of winds of magic to pull something together. Alright, regrouping our troops. And getting a little bit more winds of magic. See, where is that volley going to come in from? We want our spears to move up. Take that damage. And gotta be careful about Teclis. You might have another net and fiery convocation. Okay, nice. And the volley comes in. Oh, less nice. It comes in on our cavalry. But luckily we managed to dodge it. Feeling good there. And we get a little bit of a volley on his cavalry. Dealing a little bit of damage. Nice. Another volley comes in. Whiffs. And there's only a couple volleys left there, friend. Only a couple left. See, we don't want... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Big volley. Actually kills one of our Dark Rider crossbows. Not the best situation. But at least we get to return the favor with a heavy pendulum. Alright, now cavalry is going to be big here. We're going to make sure that we do everything we can. Punish his cavalry. There we go. We're moving in the infantry. We have a fiery convocation, I believe. There it is. I think we did an okay job dodging it. We have our spears engaging his spears. Alrighty. Cavalry, you can go there. Dark shards, you want to be shooting at Teclis. I am expecting another volley to come in. We are correct. And it goes for our cavalry. Those archers are running out of ammo. They only have so much left in them. And now that they're out, I'm feeling pretty confident. He is spirit leeching our lord. And it looks like she might get gooned out by Teclis. Let's see if we can at least kill some spears before that happens. Nice, we got some very good shots on Teclis. And she's just going to run for her life. No shame in that, little sorceress. Just keep on running. Meanwhile, those shadow warriors having a rough time. Have our spearmen over here. And Teclis actually lands in the middle of our dark shards. Interesting, interesting. We'll give him some more volleys. And whoa, that mage of death. You can calm down over there. Diving in for my lord. Alright, so we'll just need to be a little bit careful with our ammunition here, but the edge of the map is right there. Most of these troops will be routing off. Just need our dark shards to get some good volleys on Teclis here. Nice, a huge volley on Teclis. Can we get another one? Come on, let's get another one. Let's see here, they're aiming. Will they fire? There we go. And that is a lot of damage. Going to charge in on that Mage of Death. Bring in our infantry to get Teclis off of us. And there we go, another nice volley, and he's down. He's routed. Our Mage of Death cheering, bloodied and bruised. But she manages to just pull through. And GG. GG. Wow, Balance of Power did not like us there. But really, it was all in Teclis, and we were confident that our Dark Rider crossbows, with their crazy amount of damage, could take him out. Luckily for us, we are in a clan that does this almost exclusively to us every time we practice. So we were very aware that the Shadow Warriors would run out of ammo, which they did. And then we just carried it out with the Dark Riders and our elite. What's the major difference in rule sets? The major difference, as soon as I close my blocker, is that in the Vikings rule set, units that cost more than 600 or more, are you're only allowed to take 4 of them. In the other rule sets, usually you can take 5 Longbeards, for example, or 5 Saurus Warriors. Here, it is a little bit different. Watch him bring 2 Hell Pits and 2 Plague Priests on bells. That wouldn't be too bad for me. That's a lot of his money there. Alright, so loading into the game. You can see here, we do have a flying unit. And a Terrorgeist to snipe out those single entities and make sure it doesn't get shot up, though. We have a nice selection of, mid-tier cavalry. But the cheapest cavalry that Vampire Counts has, except for Barracks Reavers, who have wonderful regeneration. We'll put these guys in the forest too, so they don't get shot up. See, the enemy has 1,500 troops. Well, how convenient, because we have 2 Scab Scrates ready to lay on that wonderful AoE damage. If he takes any elite troops, surely they will melt away to our Scab Scrates. If any rout, even better, because of our infantry. And we have a message here. My army might not be good, but I'm sorry for it. Alright. Changing some words of encouragement for the bloodbath that awaits us. Let's see how it goes. Oh man, I am feeling surprisingly pumped for these matches despite having so little sleep. But I'm sure I will shut down come a game or two. Now we have our army set to 9, locked in the control group, so that they move at the same speed, and we'll take the Vargulf and put that bad boy on too. Put him in the forest too. We don't want anybody to get shot. We'll let our opponent know that we are ready. And hello, Seafood Noodles, for coming along here to watch the spectacle. Let's see if we win it. If we win this game, we do move on to the what's it? the second last losers bracket game, which means all we need to do is beat, I believe, Vicious Satsuma to secure ourselves third place and $10 for this tournament. After that, we have to beat Falcon, which I have already resigned to losing that one for sure, but yeah, let's get on with the game. Now, luckily for us, our opponent has deployed along the wall a ton of Skaven slaves. Ickett's Zap cannon. Nice, good pick, good pick. But this map is very good for having these forests to keep your troops safe. Now, that Zap cannon is pretty good, and it's going to take off a little bit of money, but it's pretty expensive too. You can see I think it costs like 1,200, and if it's just shooting simple crypt ghouls such as mine, honestly, we're not too worried. Now, this army is very, very infantry focused. You can see we have no hell pits, but we do have warp grinders, which we'll need to be worried about, since our cavalry, the moment they go there, I assure you, they will be eating much AoE, and that AoE will definitely give them a very hard time. Now, Ickett's Zap cannon shooting down broadside into my ghouls. That is not what we want to see, because it means that they are taking more damage than they should per shot of the Zap cannon. Now shooting into my other ghouls, and we are going to position our troops here on the edge of the forest. And hey, it looks like that bell is coming out to throw out some AoE, and nice, it does a pretty good hit on our zombies. But with the initial skirmishing out of the way, we can bring our actual troops out of the forest, and they can begin doing terrible things to the Skaven. Now, all we gotta do, move up our troops, get them into that combat. And, ooh, it looks like taking some damage there. Just want to be a little bit careful not to take too much damage. And there we go. Nice. We have the warp grinders using their ability. Well, let's return the favor then and give them a breath attack. There we go. That's an easy 500 gold worth of damage there. And nice, the fighting commences. Now all we gotta do is throw down a sick AoE, and there we go. We got a whole bunch of other damage onto our opponent here. But wow, Manfred, you can stop getting zap cannoned. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of damage. Can you get out of there, Manfred? Let's see here. Can we shut down that cannon, please? And we'll just move back our knights so that they can continue the cycle charging. As for that bell, let's give it a little bit of love from our Vargulf. Meanwhile, our Terrorgeist, you can dive in too and do a good amount of damage. And it's only 1 minute left before we are able to put in another good AoE. Alright, Terrorgeist, you can fly up and over, and you want to be shooting those plague pack. And wow, that was a terrible shot. Absolutely terrible, but hey, it looks like we might have a terror route here. So let's see, Manfred, going to take a little bit of a risk and not heal him up. We have the cannon sort of shut down by the looks of it, so I think that will help us out. A big AoE on top of our knights. Not a fan of that. And Man, those snares are giving us a lot of trouble. We will have another AoE coming in just a second. We're going to throw it down on those guys over there. Nice. And a big rout on them. We have our cavalry cycle charging back in once again. And then we're just going to pull them back out. Bring our Terrorgeist up for another breath attack. Come on, get out of there. Where's our Varlgolf over here? Going to stick him onto the Lord. But it is looking pretty rough at this point. It seems like all that infantry, despite our mighty breath attacks, is holding pretty well. We have another big AoE coming in. And I believe that should be game. At this point, it seems like that infantry is all gone. So, we'll call that a game. Concede defeat. Since there were way too many snares for us to deal with there. But it comes with taking too much cavalry. That is correct. A Mortis engine would have done us good here. But you can't prepare for everything. And especially with the Ikit Zap Cannon, you'd have to be pretty careful there. Now, I think our AoEs could have been done a little bit better. And versus Storm Vermin here, I think maybe even taking some, what's it? What are they called? Graveguard with great weapons, or just normal Graveguard. They might have done well. So, see how this goes. Will we win it? Or will we lose and be knocked out of the tournament? We shall find out in the next 15 minutes, probably. Maybe even less. Given that this map is so small. We'll close off the army blocker. And yeah, let's see it. Now, we don't want trebuchets on this map because it is small. It means that there's a higher chance of our opponent taking demogryphs, which means we should take demogryph counters such as Manticore summons, Lewin, and a whole load of knights. Meanwhile, we have our peasant archer support, and we have our front line of infantry. Our peasant archers will be on the far flank, specifically to support our knights. We'll also be supported by these wonderful royal hippogriff knights. There isn't a whole ton that he can do to kill them, given that the map is this small. So we should be good. We're going to get our Lore of Beasts on 5. Put her over here. Our flank overload. Tries to adjust for the flank overload. He might do it improperly. And our Holy Wardens of La Maisontal are going to be able to run over whatever archers or guns he has. We'll let him know good luck, have fun. We'll play it out. So pretty standard Bretonnian build, except now we have Transformation of Kadan, one of the best spells in the game. So might as well take it. Yeah, there aren't a huge variety of builds, Alacrity. So chances were that we would take something pretty similar. Now for his army, he has a pretty small army actually. We're going to have our peasants here. And in case he tries to match our cavalry force, we'll have some peasants to do some body blocking for us. Now before we start, oh, he said BRB needs to wash his hands, alright. Alrighty. Now, how are we going to... You know, I am the mod, Nekapet. Honestly, we get bots not too often. So it's easy enough to just ban them as they come. Alright. So fighting for our tournament life along with Random Nicks in a 1-1 matchup. We're playing Bretonnia, a very strong faction right now with a very standard build except for Transformation of Kadan, 2 spellcasters. And yeah, the newly buffed Pox arrows. We're going to see if they are able to carry it out. For our opponent's side, we have good old Random Nicks, a very strong opponent that we have played many times before. Has just beat us with Skaven against vampire counts. Now we're going to see if we're able to beat him here. Flank overload. And what do we have? We have a bunch of cannons, which means we need to advance as quickly as humanly possible. Okay, and the cannons are shooting in on the wrong side. So let's get this overload done with. Our archers are moving up. We've got some Empire Knights. We can distract them. And Lewin can just go ahead and land right in his face. What's he gonna do? Hit you with Volkmar? Not a problem. Alright, so our infantry is getting run down by cavalry, but it means his cavalry force is going to be a great deal weaker. Alright, and now all we gotta do is shut down that. What's it? We're shutting down the artillery. Go get them. Alright, there we go. Get some archer fire on him. And let's get these Pegasus Knights in. These guys are going to charge into those Outrider grenade launchers. And honestly, we're feeling pretty good so far. The cavalry's killing all of our archers. But our hippogriffs are doing very, very well. There's only a little bit more cavalry left. And Volkmar having a rough time. Let's see, our hippogriffs need to be cycle charging. Our archers taking a little bit of damage. The hippogriffs get up into the sky. And all we gotta do now, deal with that Volkmar. Our knights are going to converge in on his knights. Hopefully do a good amount of damage. And Volkmar should be dead in just about a second. Taking a lot of damage. And come on, just finish him off. Looks like he's gonna live. Is a little bit of a problem for us. Let's take to the skies again with the hippogriffs. And heal up our knights. Get Lewin to go and kill Volkmar once again. In fact, you know what? Our hippogriffs can have the honor of doing that job. We've routed off his knights. It's good. The Lewin doing tons of damage and the hippogriff knights shutting down just about everything. We have our units rallying, and although there is a huge blob there of infantry, honestly, not too worried about it. Alright, Lewin, we're on Volkmar hunting duty, and I'm happy to see that those cannons are getting shut down. There we go. And with that, Volkmar should be just about dead. But man, is he a slippery, slippery guy. Let's go ahead and deal with this beast caster here. And we can go and give a nice juicy heal to our elite troops and land those hippogriffs while our cavalry continues to happily cycle charge. There we go, hippogriffs diving in on Volkmar and having a little bit of a hard time actually. So they're just going to take off into the skies while we shoot up those spearmen with our range units. Volkmar was a very interesting pick here. I think that did not really work out in his favor, sadly. Okay, let's see. We're going to continue cycle charging our cavalry. They can get a good amount of value, and those cannons, those poor cannons, barely able to use up their ammunition. I think we really played to the advantage that the map has given us. It's a very short map. Otherwise, those cannons probably would have really destroyed our hippogriffs. Alright, so we got our knights in here. They should be routing off those spearmen. If they don't, our knights will just push through. And Lewin, you have a job to do. You know what? Kill the Amber Wizard first. Since he's a lot less slippery than Volkmar. And our two handmaidens, you guys just stay safe. For the Hippogriff Knights, shut down those cannons. Nice, so with that handmaiden on the run, Lewin can continue doing his job of chasing the slipperiest, the most slippery lord in the game. And wow, these battle pilgrims have been fighting since the beginning of the battle, taking tons of damage. And just scrapping it out, winning the game for me. Look at them. They've killed just about all of the infantry here. And it looks like they're going to keep up the good work with the help of these hippogriffs. Absolutely amazing. I did not expect them to do as well as they did. But we did, basically, we followed Falcon's build, telling us to take them. And man, did it pay off. Now Lewin in a fight with Volkmar. But Volkmar is not the strongest fighter in the world, especially on his chariot. He's just very hard to kill. And GG. GG. That's army losses there. Looks like our opponent is still sticking around in the game, but there's basically nothing he can do to win it, even if we went AFK at this point. Not a whole ton. Not a whole ton. There we go, Volkmar getting charged by Lewin. And nice. 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 We have made it to the next stage. And we didn't even need to play Vampire Coast, guys. How good does that feel? Now, of course, Random Nix wasn't playing his like, top tier factions either. He didn't get to play any Coast. And he did have some pretty bad matchups. So I think he easily could have won it there. But thankfully, we managed to pull through. A little bit sketchy. And those weren't cannons. Those were Hellblasters. I didn't even notice. It's a good thing we shut them down. That flank overload, though, paid off. And full HP Royal Hippogriff Knights with silver chevrons.